It's time to take a look at the top business stories of the day, and the clock is ticking on popular video sharing app TikTok. That pun can only mean Brian Quinn is with us. A deal to allow the app to continue operating in the US hit the rocks this week, but it looks like a new agreement may be on the cards.
That is right, Mark. Now, Donald Trump had threatened to ban TikTok in the U.S. as early as this coming Sunday if Chinese owner ByteDance didn't sell it to an American company. Well, ByteDance proposed a deal earlier this week to sell a minority stake to Oracle while setting up a U.S. headquarters. That deal apparently not good enough for Donald Trump. Bloomberg, though, is now reporting that new terms for a tentative deal have been accepted by the U.S. Treasury Department, ByteDance, and Oracle, with Walmart in the mix as well. The Chinese government, though, will have to weigh in as well. Luke Schrager has the details.
Negotiations over TikTok in the U.S. coming down to the wire. Donald Trump on Wednesday stated he wasn't ready to approve a deal for the Chinese-owned video app ahead of a threatened shutdown this weekend.
It has to be 100% as far as national security is concerned. And no, I'm not prepared to sign off on anything. I have to see the deal. We need security, especially after what we've seen with respect to China and what's going on. We want security.
TikTok's Chinese DNA has disturbed Washington, which fears Beijing could force its parent company, ByteDance, to hand over data from the app's 100 million US users. An executive order sparked negotiations for TikTok's US arm to be spun off to a US-headquartered company. But earlier this week, it transpired that California business software firm Oracle could oversee technical operations as a trusted partner instead of owning it outright. This even as questions mounted over just how much worth the app would have without control of its source code.
TikTok has a preference algorithm. When people are selecting things at these little 15-second clips, they're able to employ an algorithm that keeps them online longer because they're able to give them the content that they're most interested in. This algorithm is really the crux of what TikTok is.
China altered its rules over technology exports late last month, giving itself a say over just what could be transferred and likely including TikTok's artificial intelligence algorithm. Beijing's long accused the US of seeking to strong-arm its competition for political reasons amid a long-running trade war between the world's top two economies.
Well, here in France, the government says it's exploring options to prevent the closure of a tire plant near the northern city of Lille. Japanese owner Bridgestone said Wednesday it would begin the process of closing its factory in Béthune, which it says has been struggling even before the coronavirus pandemic. Nearly 900 jobs are on the line. Bridgestone has received French state aid to help preserve jobs in recent years. It's also benefited from a government temporary unemployment program during coronavirus that pays the salaries of furloughed workers. Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire had some strong words for the company Thursday. Here he is.
Bridgestone is a special case, you said so yourself. It's a Japanese company that's taken an appalling decision with an appalling method and appalling consequences. And we're going to fight with my deputy minister, Agnès Pannier-Runacher, who I've asked to follow the dossier very closely every day, with the president of the region, Xavier Bertrand, with the mayor of Béthune, and with the employees.
Well, it's time now for a check on the day's trading action. Wall Street took a significant hit, mostly in the tech sector. Thursday's jobs report was better than expected, but still fairly grim. Meanwhile, the U.S. Federal Reserve's decision to keep rates near zero until 2023 has many wondering if the central bank is running out of ammunition. The Dow ended the day down around 0.5%. The S&P 500 down around 0.8%. The tech-heavy NASDAQ finishing down around 1.25%. European markets ended the day lower as well, as the Bank of England says an unusually uncertain economic outlook has it exploring the possibility of negative interest rates for the first time ever. London's FTSE 100 ended the day down nearly 0.5%. The CAC 40 here in Paris off by 0.2%. Frankfurt DAX down around 0.33% at the close. And finally, for business, an alliance of 22 European cities, including Amsterdam, Barcelona, and Florence, urged the EU on Thursday to enact tougher rules on Airbnb and other short-term holiday rental platforms, accusing them of driving up property prices and squeezing out locals. They say that without an EU-wide framework, the company can operate with minimal oversight. Wasim Cornet has the details.
Has Airbnb overstayed its welcome in Europe? Nearly 24 cities are calling on the European Union to take tougher regulatory action on the company. For years, the home-sharing website has been accused of driving up property prices and forcing residents out of neighborhoods. Several cities have already imposed restrictions, but officials say that without an actual framework, Airbnb can escape sanctions by simply claiming that the website is there to put people in touch with renters. In a statement, the mayor of Paris made it clear she saw Airbnb as a direct threat to the housing market.
It is time for a new European regulatory approach that serves first and foremost the general interest, which is for us accessibility of housing and the livability of our cities.
The 22 cities want Airbnb and other platforms to be held liable if renters do not obey local rules, like limits on the number of nights a home can be rented out. The company has responded, saying it was already working with public authorities in Europe to demonstrate the positive impact of holiday rentals. Airbnb is already experiencing a difficult year due to coronavirus travel restrictions. 1,900 employees were laid off last month, a quarter of its workforce.
A real pickle for some of these cities, Mark, because they'd really like to have that tourism revenue back. Airbnb a big part of that, but it's obviously a bit of a pickle.
Bit of a pickle, as you
It's a pickle.
say.
What can you say? Just a pickle.
Ever spicy. Brian Quinn, The Business. Thank you very much indeed, sir. Great to see you.